All right. Welcome back, everyone. It's a new year. It's a new time to talk about nutrition. Yeah?
Yay! Welcome back
Yay.
to the Taste Buds podcast 2022 edition. You may have noticed, or may not, with the chaos of, the holidays, that we've been a little radio silent,
Just
pun
a little bit.
intended.
It's okay. Look.
Because Kelsey and I just had really crazy busy lives, and we thought it would be prudent to take a step back, plan so that we can come back, hit the ground running in February of 2022 to provide you all with good quality content.
Exactly. And with the new year comes new things. So we are changing our format a little bit. If you notice, before the new year, we were doing just a lot of Q&As, and we decided that we really liked that. And I hope we did too, or I hope you did too. Because what we'll be doing now is, for each month, we'll have one longer form episode like the ones we've been doing before per month, and then we'll be doing 3 shorter form, just Q&As, just answering your guys' questions. So let us know what you think. I'm going to ask you at the top to comment, like, and subscribe. New thing this year, because it really helps us, and we really enjoy hearing your guys' thoughts and seeing your guys' likes.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, so again, with the new year, we have a theme for our Q&A this week, and it is...
Is that my cue to say?
It was meant to be.
It's New Year's goals, specifically, of course, nutrition and health focused goals and everything related to that, because of course in the new year it is well known that this is the top of the year. It's the time when anyone and everyone is setting their nutrition goals, their health goals for the year. So we're talking all things New Year's goals.
Yeah, you want to stay out of that gym the first 2 weeks of the year, because it's going to be
crazy. Although I will say, since Joe and I got back from our trip, my husband and I went on a trip to Italy with 2 of our friends.
So fun.
And they are 8 hours ahead of Arizona time. So when we got back, long story short, we were waking up at like 3 and 4 in the morning. So this whole week I've been waking up at 4 in the morning, going to get my movement in very early, because I like getting it in early in the morning, and I've been going to the gym at like 4:30. So I haven't run into anybody.
You go, girl. That's nice. Awesome.
But also because it's just an obscene hour.
Yeah, you were always like that though. Even in grad school, you would wake up stupid early, and you'd be like, "You want to go at 5:30?" And I was like, "Nah, girl."
But never at 4:30. It was always around 5. But I am an early riser.
It was an hour later.
It's the hour that makes the difference, Kelsey.
For you, not for me.
I miss the times when we would get our movement sessions in together. Those were fun.
That was so fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I was actually, speaking of grad school, Kelsey and I both went to UAB, which is University of Alabama at Birmingham. I saw someone posted on Instagram the other day some really cool transplant that a team at UAB completed. They transplanted pigs' kidneys into a human successfully.
Wow.
Yeah. Wild. But anyways, it kind of inspired me. I was like, why am I not following UAB Hospital's Instagram account? I really should support the school that gave me so much. My degree, my master's degree, my ability to become an RD.
And some great friends.
Oh yeah, that too. But anyways, I thought it was interesting.
Cute. So. I love the UAB plug there.
Yeah, plug UAB. I just was imagining what would it be like to walk around and say, my organs are a pig's organs.
That would be nuts. They do that already with arteries, I believe.
Oh, I think you might be right.
Yeah.
Heard of that too, or at least some semblance of that. That'd be interesting to look into and see if that's...
Yeah. Clearly, we're not surgeons. We're dietitians.
Yeah, that's not our realm of our scope of practice.
So, I guess focusing on our scope of practice.
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay. Did you hear that little transition there? That was good.
Yeah, that was great. I liked it. Get back on focus, April.
I know. Come on. let's jump into the questions. Do you want to ask one first or do you want me to ask one first?
I will ask it first.
Okay.
First question of the new year of 2022. New year goal setting. The question is, I get really overwhelmed setting goals. Where do I start?
That's a good question. I would suggest looking at one of two things. One will be where you're struggling, or two is kind of your vision, or like kind of where you want to be. You don't have to think about like, okay, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to it can get really overwhelming to do that, and it can be really overwhelming to, look at the really big picture. So if you can start and just say, I want to, you know, be stronger, or I want to, you know, eat healthier, those big goals, or looking at your struggles of, I'm sick of eating junk food. Not junk food, but I'm sick of never eating at home. That's a good way to say it. I'm sick of always eating out. Or I am sick of struggling at the gym. Um, you know, Picking those overarching goals and then breaking them down and bringing them back to the basics can be a really good place to start. So yeah, those two overarching places are good places to start, and then really breaking them down from there. What do you think, April?
I love that. And that's how I approach it every year. Because I feel like at the beginning of every year, and it doesn't matter who you are, how long, I mean, dietitian, anything and everything about nutrition, but I still get overwhelmed thinking about my goals for the year. It helps me because sometimes there's so many things I want to accomplish and so many things I want to do, and it's just like, how do I do all of this? What helps me is similar to what you were saying, is start with the big ones. What helps me is getting out a piece of paper and physically writing everything down that I have in my head I've ever had about a goal, and that helps me kind of like organize in front of me, and then from there I can split it down. Okay, well, this goal, is finish in the first quarter, or this goal is something I all year long, or this goal is whatever, and then breaking it down to smaller pieces. So if you're somebody who finds comfort in writing things down like I do, I think that could be super helpful just to visually see you. But starting with the big things, and breaking it down to small, because anybody and everything, it's all about those small, consistent changes and goals. Because if you have that one big goal, you're going to have to break it down to small goals anyways to start working towards it. So I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah. Yeah, and it really is kind of once you get those big goals and you break it down, you can set what we love to call SMART goals.
Oh, yeah.
And SMART stands for sustainable, measured, attainable, realistic, and timely.
Yep.
There you go. And that just means, instead of saying, you know, I want to eat more fruits and vegetables, it's saying, starting this week, I am going to have one serving of fruit and one serving of vegetables every day at lunch.
Exactly. It's specific, it's measurable. You can tell how much it is. It's one serving. It's attainable. It's very easy to do. Attainable for your schedule, and attainable for you may be different than someone else's attainable. So I would recommend don't focus on what other people are doing, in terms of how they're setting their goals, because you live a different lifestyle than everyone around you does, and that's okay. And everyone needs to set their goals differently. So Kelsey's goal was realistic, and it was also time based. It said she's going to start this goal this week. So I use SMART goals all the time for myself, not just in nutrition or health, but every part of my life, just to kind of check myself to make sure I'm making goals that are realistic for my life. And
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. All right. So, on to the next question. You ready?
question.
How do I stay motivated to stay on track?
I love this question. And this is I feel like a big struggle with a lot of people, a lot of my clients. I think first and foremost, the biggest issue that I see with people staying motivated is that they focus more on the surface level goals than they do on those deep meaningful goals or their deep why. So by that I mean I have a lot of people who come to me and initially say things like I want to lose weight or I want to do these things, and a lot of their goals are very surface level goals, and something that is a surface level goal is losing weight. That's something that in for all intents and purposes can be very short term, and you want to look at the driving force behind why you want to be healthy to begin with. And this is where I have all my clients answer, and I ask everybody to determine is their why. Why are you doing this in the first place? Why do you want to be healthy? Why do you want to accomplish these goals that you've come up with that are more surface level? What is that deep rooted reason? And that's going to keep you going through all the hard times, because there's going to be ups and downs with health, because there is in life in general, and it goes along with life. So example of a why would be, my a lot of my whys actually personally are because, I've seen family members really become deteriorated by different disease states and things like that. And I never want to be in that position. I always want to be healthy to the best of my ability so I can prevent any comorbidities, diseases, anything like that. I want to be healthy so that I can be around for a long time. I want to be able to be healthy for my future children so I can keep up with them. So there's all really deep rooted reasons versus more surface level reasons, which would be like I want to drink more water, or I want to eat more fruits and vegetables, or I want to cook more. Those are all more surface levels. So I definitely recommend to stay motivated and on track, really dig deep and search for those more deeply rooted to be healthy and those whys, to look for that health longevity, and don't think of it as a short-term thing. With diet culture today, it is all so short-term. It's like lose weight in a month and lose 40 pounds in a month and you'll be perfect, and do this all so quickly, and it's just like it's not a quick thing. Health is should be for forever. Your health should last for forever. Everyone deserves to have health longevity, and that can only be achieved if you know your deep rooted reason why you want to be
Yeah.
healthy, because your health goals are going to change year to year as you age and different things come into your life. And like my goals now versus when I decide to have children are going to be very different, because having children is a totally different life. Or when I become old enough to retire, I'm going to have different health goals than I do now. So, and same with everybody else. So having that deep rooted reason, I think, is really, really important to stay on track and stay motivated.
Definitely. And yeah, I totally agree with that. And really emphasis, like a lot of emphasis on that idea that, and I know we've talked about it before, but you're not in a race
Mm-hmm.
to do this thing. It really is, it comes down to like experimentation and finding what really works best for you to get those goals that reach that why. It's not, you know, I want to lose weight. It's why do you want to lose weight? Most people say, well, I want to be healthy. And you go, okay, first
Mm-hmm.
of all, those two things aren't always the same.
Synonymous. Yeah.
But also, they say, I want to be healthy. And you go, okay, well, why do you want to be healthy? And you really need to keep on asking those questions and dig down deep to get to the point of, oh, yeah, I want to live a long time, or I want to have these experiences, or this or that. And keep in mind that those experiences are 50, maybe 50 years down the track. Um, and if you're just caught up in, well, I'm going to lose 40 pounds this month, where is that going to be 50 years from now? So really keep that in
Exactly.
mind. And with that too, something that I find a lot of people experience is, they set this goal and they hate it.
Mm-hmm.
And they set this goal and they're finding it so hard to reach. And they're like, okay, I set a goal, I want to run a marathon. And I'm like, you hate running. Why? Why would you set this goal to run a marathon if you hate running? They're like, well, because, I'm supposed to. And you're like, who said you're supposed to run marathons when you want to be healthy? Absolutely not. Find things that you actually like to do. Find
Mm-hmm.
foods that you actually enjoy. Find things that you can like actually find a passion with. Um, and that'll keep you motivated because you actually like to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, instead
Wholeheartedly
of
agree.
having to run all the time, maybe you really enjoy dancing, or maybe you really enjoy
Mm-hmm.
rock climbing or kickboxing or, yoga or something like that, and do that. There's no pressure to, you know, become a all-star runner or to become a power lifter. Like, do what
Mhm.
makes you happy, and if powerlifting or running makes you happy too, like, do it, but you'll stay motivated to do the things you actually like to do.
Absolutely, I agree. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, definitely. And hey, that doesn't mean you shouldn't try new things. Like, if you've never run
Yeah,
before and you wanna
absolutely.
try running, go for it. But if you find that you dread it every single day, it might just not be your thing, and that's okay.
And that yeah, that's totally okay. There are plenty of other ways to get movement in that are beneficial and can help you reach your health,
Definitely.
you know? And I think
Yeah.
another key component to staying on track and motivated is to, similar to what Kelsey said, just give yourself some grace and understand that you're only human. There is this sense of urgency and this feeling that in diet culture actually puts on all of us that we need to accomplish these goals as quickly and as
Mhm.
possible, and that it's perfection is what needs to be achieved, and it's not perfection, it's all about progress. And
Always.
none of us are perfect. Even the two of us as dietitians, no dietitians are perfect, even though we're the nutrition experts in, and that's about being human. And actually it's more beneficial to say to yourself, okay, I know I'm not perfect. If I'm sitting on the couch and I overeat a bunch of Cheez-Its and I feel sick and bloated, don't get myself and over restrict the next day. Think to myself, okay, how can I use this as a learning experience? I was being mindless while I was eating. Like next time I'm going to be pay more attention to my fullness cues, or, just use it as a learning experience instead of a punishment for yourself. And that's going to help you stay more motivated because it's not like you're dreading this slip up, or you're for fearful that you're going to make a mistake and you're going to set all your health progress back.
Definitely, for sure. And piggybacking off of that as well, it kind of goes into that black and white thinking that I know we've talked about before of it's all bad or it's all good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If, you know, you do something that you label as bad, you off plan, not towards your goal, doesn't mean that the day's ruined. It doesn't mean that the goal's gone. It's just a step in the process. And progress isn't always linear. It
Mm-hmm.
if it's up and down, a little rocky, that still means that you're moving forward no matter if you're,
Yep.
you know, heading up or down. So
Absolutely. I agree. All right. We
all
have
the
our last
things.
question, huh?
I know, I said all the things.
All the things. All right, our last question. Are you ready, Kelsey?
I am. However, I feel like we might have kind of answered this question, but
Oh, well, I guess maybe kind of. Let's see. Okay. I've got my goal, but I don't know how to put it into practice. Help.
okay. So you've identified the goal that you want to do. Now you got to make it happen. So the first thing is making sure that that goal is, a smart goal and breaking it down. So maybe your overarching goal is like, I want to drink more water. And you're like, great. That's a great goal. Now you need to make it realistic, make it measured, smart, attainable, all those things. So the first thing is to write it out and go, how are you going to do this? I am going to get a fun what I recommend for water is get a fun water bottle. Personally really like the sucky kind. That's just me thing. So so maybe your goal is I am going to get a water bottle, I'm going to fill it up, I'm going to take it with me to work every day. Those are great steps and great objectives. So what I recommend is you write down that overarching goal, drink more water, and then break it up into different steps, break it up into different objectives. The first step you can put on your to-do list, go buy a water bottle that you like. Done. That's pretty easy. And it's fun
Mm-hmm.
if you like shopping. So first thing is go get a water bottle. Or if you already have one, that's great too. Second step, fill it up and drink it. Maybe if you're starting from scratch, just have the goal of finishing the water bottle by the end of the day. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Done. And maybe make the goal this week, I'm going to drink a whole water bottle each day. And then you can build from that and say, maybe today I'm going to have one water bottle before lunch and one after lunch. And really building and working up on those goals, and making them really specific like that. Does that make sense? Do you like did you enjoy that one? The answer to that one?
I thought
You
that
can
was
scratch
really
that
great.
part. I
made you get the last
I
part.
went I went into one-on-one mode, and I was like, "Did that make sense? Do you have
Yeah,
any
I
questions
saw you
about
heard that.
that?"
I was gonna say something and then I wasn't sure if you were done talking, so I didn't want to interrupt you, and
No, go
then
ahead.
that led to the awkward silence. So sorry about that. um, so yeah, absolutely love that. And I think that's a similar way that I would approach it. I mean, I think I may even like take it a step further too. And if my overarching goal is to drink more water, maybe even determine, what's that amount of water that I want to work
Yeah,
towards
yeah.
in general, Um, and then, yeah, exactly what Kelsey said, slowly break it down. The most important thing is to do things that are realistic for you and your schedule. And again, like I said earlier, you and your schedule are totally different than your friend's schedule and their personality, your mom, your dad, your siblings, your cousin, that chick on Instagram you follow. Everyone's different. So don't compare your goal to someone else's. So if Kelsey's goal is to drink, a full cup of water a day, and that feels overwhelming to you, then that's okay. You can start slower and slower. Maybe your goal is to drink a full glass a day for 3 days this week instead of all seven. Make it so that it feels realistic to you, so that you're excited about it. It doesn't feel overwhelming and you feel like you can accomplish it. Because if you feel that way, then you're more likely to do it, and you're going to do it the next week, and it's going to turn into a habit, and then you can add on top of it another goal. So I think a lot of people are just afraid of, they just want to reach their health goals and they want to reach them now. And the problem is, it doesn't work that way. And that's why diet culture puts that idea in our heads, but that's why fad diets don't work. So it may seem crazy to start with, hey, my first goal is going to be purchasing a water bottle, and my next goal is going to be drinking that water bottle 1 day a week. But if you start there, then you're moving forward, whether it's slower, and that's okay. And you can slowly build on that, and you'll get to where you want to go. And you know what? You're going to stay there longer and for forever, because it's going to last, because it's realistic and you're slowly working into your life. So I
Yeah.
agree. I love what you said.
Yeah, and I mean, like, start as small as you need to.
Mhm.
I have had clients that are like, "I wanna walk more." I'm like, "Great, start by putting your sneakers by the door."
Yeah, there you go.
That's what you're doing on Monday. You don't even have to walk. You can just put your
And
sneakers by the door.
exactly. And I would
Put
say
them
that
on.
you as an audience know yourself so well. And I have been in that place before. I don't know if you felt this, Kelsey, when you're like creating your goals and you're thinking of, what's my small goal going to be this week, and you think of one, and then it just sets off those alarm bells of stress in your head, like,
Oh,
how am
yeah.
I going to do that? That's your indicator that the goal is too big. So it's
Yeah.
okay to scale back. You don't have to force yourself to do it. So if, like Kelsey said, walking every day when your goal is to walk more seems really stressful, then scale it back. And if setting your sneakers by the door seems like it's doable, then start with that. And definitely challenge yourself. Do something that's, push yourself a little bit, but not to the point where those alarm bells are going off. So I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, like, start small. Put your sneakers by the door. Put your sneakers on. Go to the mailbox.
Yeah, there you go. Gotta start
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know, really break it down. I think that it's
Hmm.
kind of the best place to start is to make your objectives as small and realistic and attainable as you need to.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, this was such a fun first episode back,
it
and
was
I'm so
really.
glad that we're back in the studio, if you will, the studios. Because we each have a studio of sorts.
Yes. You mean in my
um
mother's guest bedroom?
yeah, we need to play the game again every week. Where is Kelsey now?
Mhm. I'm in Alabama at the moment, which is fun, but that'll be changing soon, so stay tuned.
Yeah, you'll have to do an exciting reveal of where you'll be next.
Oh, I don't
Should
know.
we have everybody guess?
Maybe.
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll put a poll up on Instagram saying,
Where is Kelsey gonna be in the next one?
where is Kelsey going to be? Put in your guesses, and we'll see if people can nail it down.
I'll guess too, because I don't know.
Yes, you do. Yeah, but that's funny though. I don't even know. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to our first episode of 2022. We're happy to have you here. If you're new, welcome. If you're a 2021 returner, welcome back. Like Kelsey said at the beginning of the episode, please rate and subscribe, rate, leave a comment. We're also going to be posting these recordings in video format on YouTube. So tune in for that. And we're so excited for 2022.
Yay, we'll be there soon.
Yeah.